We're Lee and Terry Christensen.
Or Mr. Dad and Mrs. Mom.
And we've been serving for about 2 years and well. Mine is just playing with the kids. I like just to color with them and play Foursquare. We feel it's our duty to teach you guys how to play Foursquare so that when you get into the cages in junior high, you'll be Foursquare ready. Right, Mr. Dad?
Absolutely. We have an enjoyable time. We are so stoked to be there every Saturday night that we're there. And it is just a blessing to be with you kids. You kids are smart, you're sharp, you're ready to go.
You're funny.
You're funny. It is just a
You're
fun
godly.
time. We have a great time.
That's awesome. So this next question is kind of personal. Is that okay if I ask you guys a personal question?
I guess so.
Okay.
If you had to choose between being a chihuahua that poops jelly beans or a unicorn that farts rainbows, what would you be and why?
I want to be the unicorn that farts rainbows. I mean, that's got to happen.
Well, since we are married and we have to take care of each other, I guess I should be the chihuahua that poops jelly beans, because then at least we can have food to eat.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, I guess we do need
Okay,
to
so
eat.
you'll decorate and
I'll decorate.
And I'll feed you.
There you go.
Okay.
Love it. So can you please tell me, Mrs. Mom, what is one fun fact about you that maybe the 1st through 5th graders don't know?
Well, maybe you guys don't know that I love to craft. I crochet and I sew and I make cards. I have a craft room. When Eric, Miss B's husband, moved out of the house, I turned his bedroom into a craft room.
Can you show us that craft room?
I would love to. Hi guys, welcome to my craft room. So this is where I have a lot of fun and I do a lot of stuff. I sew and I crochet and I kind of get away. I can come in here and shut the door and just have fun in here. I'm making some cards right now. Do you guys remember Miss Julie, who was worked in the crafts for Bible Blast last year? She's having a baby. So this is a fun card that I'm making her to welcome her new baby. And do you guys know Mr. Kinney? Mr. Kinney is our deaf pastor. He lost his daddy. So I made a card for him to say that I'm sorry about his daddy, but we're happy that he's going to go be with Jesus. So it's a way to encourage people. And that's what I was going to tell you guys. It's super easy to make cards, and I have a lot of fancy stuff, but you don't need fancy stuff. You need just a fun piece of paper. You can fold it and cut it and make it the size that you want. Some fun stickers, stick, and just the words from your heart. Like your teachers that you're missing. Like Miss B. Miss B, we miss you so much. Thank you for being so awesome. And then just have your parents pop that in the mail. How wonderful is that? It makes people feel so loved when you send them little cards and things that in your heart to tell them. That's from Jesus. That's what Jesus wants us to do, to encourage each other, to love each other. And during this time, it's a fun time to practice that. So go ahead and make some cards for the people that you love.
Mr. Dad, is there a fun fact about you that maybe the kids don't know about?
There is, and most of my family don't even know about it. And when I was 16, I got a job with the circus. Yes, the circus. So I had nothing but hysterical times. It was the funniest job I ever had in my life.
He picked up poop.
So my first job, my first assignment I should say, was we would take tigers and lions, live tigers and lions.
And bears?
There was a few bears.
Oh my.
And we would push them around in these cages, and then we would line up all the cages, and it would make like a tunnel for the main circus performance when the lion tamers and the guys would come out. And so we had to build this gigantic ring, run these cages together, and then get the tigers out onto the big tent floor. And it was, you talk about exciting. It was scary, it was exciting, it was fun. And you know, being a 16-year-old, it was very, very exciting.
Do you think you can give us a live demonstration of you taming a lion?
Okay, this is how you tame a lion. Rawr, rawr. And we put him in the cage.
Bible verse is in Ephesians. It's Ephesians 2:10. It's for we are his workmanship, and workmanship can be also translated as poem. Isn't that neat to think you're God's poem? So we are God's poem, and we're created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared before that we should walk in them. So the reason why this touches my heart is because I had a really difficult childhood. It was not very happy, and it was very harmful to me. So I had a lot of bad feelings about myself, and if I was gonna, what kind of a person I was going to be and how that was going to affect me. And God just showed me that I'm his poem, that he created me for good works, and that he had a good plan for me. And I've seen that in my life, how God has used me. In spite of all this, he's changed me. He's given me a new name and a new history and a new life, and I am his poem. And that's why I love that one.
All right, and my favorite verse is Romans 8:1. It says, there is therefore no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus, who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. So for me, that was, as I was a new Christian, I would do something wrong, or I would have an issue in my life that maybe was not appropriate. I needed to be free in Jesus and not be burdened by the law or other issues that were going on in my life or whatever. Walking in with Jesus gave me a freedom, and there's no condemnation. So I would stop condemning myself for doing wrong things or doing things, not terrible things, but just things that I didn't think were, right at the time. So it just gave me a new spirit, a new help, a new walk, and it gave me a little freedom to live in Jesus and actually live by the Spirit.
That's awesome. Are there any last things that you guys would like to say to these 1st through 5th graders before we end this video?
Well, we love you guys.
Absolutely.
And we miss you. Don't we miss your prayers.
Yes.
Remember when Mr. Dad had his brain surgery and you guys all circled around and prayed for him? That was, I can't tell you what that means to us. We love you guys.
That was huge.
And it's fun to share life with you and share what I learned from you, and I hope you learned from us. And we have fun just playing with you, and we do miss that. But it's not going to be too much longer, and we'll be back together.
Yes, absolutely.
Brody, what's your favorite Bible verse?